Justin, starting with you, that was obviously a pretty big game for you the other night. Coach Holman said a couple days before that you'd been practicing really well and you'd been building up a little bit of confidence. Where are you? Last time we talked to you, you were still coming back from the injury and stuff. Where are you right now as far as getting back to the player that you were pre-injury?
Yeah, I've been feeling really good, honestly. This is the healthiest I've felt in months. It's been like a 8-month process, so I'm just happy to be able to play, every day and maintain a healthy status from where I was, and it feels good. Get my confidence back. My shot feels a lot better. I've gotten some strength back, so I feel good out there.
What did it feel like then to have a game like that, where you see some shots go down and to play an important role in a win like that?
Oh yeah, it felt good. My teammates did a great job of finding me. The way Northwestern plays defense, they gap up a lot and help off, so I know I was going to get a lot of open looks. My teammates found me and I made them.
Justin, how long have you been feeling pretty good?
I would say the past 2 weeks probably. I noticed, my speeds getting back to normal pretty much, and my vertical's back pretty much to where it was. So I'm just gonna try to keep building off of this.
I think Coach was talking a little bit too about the way you defended when you were on the floor against Northwestern. Just how much do you think you developed in that area? You seem like you did, put yourself pretty well.
Yeah, I felt good out there. Honestly, I felt really comfortable on the floor. I was in my gaps. I watched film where we watched the game after we played, and I felt like I was pretty locked in on my attention to detail and defense. I felt good out there. Being in my gaps, being in the help side, making the right rotations and stuff. I had a couple goof ups. I remember a ball screen I didn't switch when Dwayne was talking to me, but that'll happen sometimes here and there.
And for both of you guys, you've had almost a week, not off obviously, but to sort of just like focus on yourselves a little bit. Like how's that been to have nearly a full week to, figure out some things about where the team's going?
It's just a lot of film. We got to watch a lot of easy mistakes that we made, a lot of points that we left off the board just off of easy mistakes, and it's just focusing on ourselves and how we can help improve our game and how that's going to help add on to the team.
Where do you think you guys have grown since the Indiana game? After that game, Coach Holman was pretty honest. He said he thought that there's a lot of changes that need to be made. You've had some wins, you've had some losses since then. Where do you think this team is different since when you last played Indiana?
I think that helped put into perspective how hard the Big Ten is. You got to bring it every game. I feel like we've definitely gotten a lot tougher, and we're playing smarter than what we were. Obviously, we're not where we need to be yet, but I feel like we're taking steps in the right direction.
E.J, what do you think?
I feel like we've all just been picking up on the little stuff. Like throughout the game, it's a lot of points that we leave off the board, like getting up, like not grabbing the offensive rebound, not being in your gap where you should have been in your gap, and I feel like we've been trying to pick up the details more than anything.
Justin, you were talking about having that confidence back and the strength back and things like that. It seemed like maybe a couple games you'd have a shot and you'd pass it up, or maybe you'd hesitate for a second. Is some of that part of the process too, of just getting back to being in games, like not passing up some of those shots and trusting that they're going to go in?
Yeah. Also, a lot of that is sometimes when I catch the ball, I feel like I don't catch it right. I feel like I got to catch it a certain way for it to get up. If I catch it the right way, I feel like it's going in every time. So, a lot of it is just getting a feel for it out there. Obviously, that'll come with more reps, more game reps and stuff like that. So, my confidence is going to go up from here.
We haven't spoken with you guys since Kobe passed away. I was just wondering what he means to you guys.
Kobe's my favorite player of all time. You look at any of my social media accounts, like my Twitter name is EasyE2432. That's for Shaq and Kobe, and Kobe's been a big inspiration to me. Like, you ever see me shoot like a little mid-range shot fadeaway, that's because of Kobe. Like, I worked on that a lot because of him, and it's just sad to see him go. He was a big inspiration to the game, and he showed how hard you have to work every day, day in and day out.
Yeah, just his mentality, how he brought it every day. Injured, tired, not feeling well. Regardless of, what the circumstances are, you got to bring it. You got to have the right attitude. If you're blessed to live another day and do what you love, take advantage of it. Never take it for granted.
Something that always stood out to me about him was how he would uplift the women's game, and it was all about women's basketball. And what I've noticed, internet trolls will always drag that down, but people who are in the sport, play, coach, they have a lot of respect for it. Wondering what that kind of message got to you guys.
Obviously he helped the WNBA take a big step, and a big leap, obviously, with their salaries increasing and things like that. I think he was definitely a big part of that. He brought a lot of viewers to it. as it should be. You know, it should be equal rights. I feel like too. The women's game, you know, they have just as much passion left for the game as we do, and they put just as much time in as we do. So, yeah.
I think
That was a great answer.
if I'm not mistaken, I believe Coach said, and they said it on Big Ten Network too, that day you guys like went for a walk as a team. And I guess you were at Evanston. Seems like kind of a different kind of team bonding deal to do on a day of a game. I'm just wondering what you guys got out of that, if anything, or what it was like to do that.
We weren't on our phones or anything. Like we just took a walk like to the lake, and I felt like we all connected on a different level. Just being with each other, just taking. I mean, it wasn't a long walk or anything. It was just a walk just to get us some fresh air and just to all feel connected.
Yeah, I feel like it was good because obviously on road trips you usually have the same routine. You know, get to the hotel, have team dinner. Sometimes we'll go out to like a steakhouse or something. You know, just go eat, get back, watch film, go to bed, wake up, eat again. You know, walk through some stuff. It was good just to take a walk and kind of get a different view of what we usually do. You know, it was good.
Had you guys ever done anything like that before? And I'm wondering, just like, if someone was walking around Northwestern's campus or Evanston, wondering like, why is the Ohio State basketball team walking en masse around our town right now?
Actually, on that walk, we passed like 3 or 4 groups of Buckeyes. You know, yelling "Go Bucks!" People were yelling out their cars, OH. We yelled back IO, so it was cool.
Only other time I could think of us like just walking anywhere was like when we was about to scrimmage Louisville, and we went to walk to the steak restaurant from the hotel. But that's the last time.
You mentioned it was like a change of routine for you guys that walk. Is that something that helps, you know, maybe going through a tough stretch of games like you guys have to like change up the routine? Is that just a way to reset?
I mean, you could say that, but at the same time, you know, we approach each game the same way. We all have our own individual routines pregame. Coaches do, players do. It really just depends how you take it. Some guys don't have routines. It's really just how you grew up and, you know, how you adapt to it.
On another note, you guys, last time you guys played Indiana, they scored 31 points off their bench. As just 2 guys that aren't starters, how do you stay locked in to a defensive mindset and come off the bench ready to play hard, aggressive, good defense in the game?
Just locking in on the scouting report. You got to pay attention in the huddles of what coach is saying. Days before the games, we have to lock in the scouting report because some of the guys coming off the bench could be better players than the guys that start. It's just how different teams have their routines. So we just got to stay locked in on the scouting report always.
What he said.
Justin, you talked a lot last year about waiting for your turn and being patient and not going out in practice. How has this year felt different than last year, where you've been some games you play, some games you don't, some of the games you get in some shots? How has this felt compared to last year, which obviously led up to like that Iowa game last year?
Yeah. Obviously, coming in this year was a different approach. You know, I pretty much had to learn how to walk with my left leg again at the beginning of the fall. So, you know, I was more grateful this year just because, you know, you don't know how much you take for granted, you know, just walking with 2 legs on a daily basis. I remember my first month, I was on bed rest, you know, I was walking crooked and everything. So it was just a bad time, you know, I put my head in a bad place, but, you know, I was able to have a good group of guys in the locker room, and, you know, I got a lot of good relationships with these guys. So, you know, they helped me, put me in the right position to succeed.
Justin, I'm curious, as a shooter, how many shots do you put up in a day when you're in the gym?
Yeah, it depends. It varies, you know, off days and days before games and stuff. Usually on off days, I try to get up like 500 makes. You know, it depends what percent you're shooting at, so roughly 600, 700 shots. It depends how fast I get in, how much time I got, how I'm feeling, how tired I am. So yeah, off days usually about 500 makes, and then pregame routines, probably like 100, 200 makes, somewhere in there. You know, just getting a rhythm. I like it.
I remember Tiger, I think, once saying he had a rule that he had to make so many in a row before he would leave the putting green. Do you have anything like that, like a streak?
Yeah, every spot. So I usually go 7 spots around the, you know, the 3-point line and mid range, and before I go to the next spot, I gotta make 2 or 3 in a row. Depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah, going back to that game, it seemed like you guys had great ball movement, and they found a way to isolate you wide open a couple times in the second half to get over the hump. Just what did those plays feel like that your guys were looking for you and you were able to convert them?
Yeah, I felt good. You know, any open look I'm gonna take. So, you know, I had 4 or 5 of them that game. And, I took them, but my teammates really do a great job. We got two really good point guards, Dwayne and CJ. They play at a really fast pace, which I like. Getting out in transition and running, getting kick ahead threes, things like that. And especially when they come off ball screens, they're so fast when they come off a ball screen that they really drag the whole defense over and it shifts. So I'm on the backside of the court and they find me.
For both of you, start with EJ, just thoughts about Indiana, and obviously you played in the game at Indiana just the second half. I think you got outscored 35-20. Just your recollection, what were they doing maybe in that second half that kind of tipped it in their advantage? And then for Justin as well, what he sees with Indiana.
I feel like they had like a home court advantage. They got comfortable and they're used to playing at that court. That was my first time playing there. Couldn't make a free throw, but I worked on that. So I hope I can make a free throw this time. But I just felt like they blitzed us and they really came out and played together and played aggressive. And Indiana's a really good basketball team, so we just gotta have the same mindset that we have every game, is just go out there and try to play together and do what we can to win.
Yeah, kind of what he said. I felt like they were just, they came out more aggressive than we did, and I felt like they got comfortable kind of fast. That's one thing, playing away in the Big Ten that you got to adjust to. You got to take teams out of their comfort zones, because obviously at home court, they're used to shooting there every day. It's easy to catch a rhythm, so you got to do what you can do and do your best to get teams out of their rhythms.
Just one word, what was it like to see your brother get in last night and play the way that he did?
Yeah, I'm happy for him, man. Obviously, it's been a rough 5 years for him. Michigan State, with all the injuries he's battled, but he's one of the toughest guys I know, so I'm happy for him. I'm glad to see him back out there. Hopefully he can stay healthy too.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.